Okay.
Okay.
Hold up your sign.
Oh, welcome to our podcast, post-grad seM.A.ntics.
It's a webcast.
I'm sorry, webcast.
podcast.
We were planning on a podcast, but then we thought, why waste this? Why waste all this?
And all we're too exhausted not to do things. But it has all of the joys of a podcast in that you can just listen to it and do other things if you don't want to look at it.
Yeah, if you don't want to see us, you can minimize it and just listen.
Yeah.
If you want to. So, my name is Caitlin, and this is Emi, and we used to be roommates when we went to Kansas State University for their grad program, getting our master's in English.
And we just graduated in May for our first master's of the English language.
Or the universe.
And the
universe.
So we're not roommates anymore, which is super sad. We were roommates.
But we had this brilliant idea. When we were roommates, we would have all these great conversations all the time about life and the universe and feminist stuff. Well, not me. I was mostly the one initiating those things.
I was fully on board.
Yes, you were. Good. And capitalism and
consumerism.
All kinds of things. Because, really what English grad programs teach you is how to analyze everything.
Yeah.
So we thought the world should be privy to these conversations. Is that how you pronounce that word?
Yes.
Oh, God.
That's another thing we can talk about in the grammar corner is how Caitlin pronounces words.
Mispronounces everything. I don't feel bad about it, though.
I like to call it creative
pronunciations are just social constructs,
Exactly. Okay, awesome. So this is the kind of stuff that we would do. And we also, one day as we were laughing hysterically, we were like, hey, we're pretty funny. Or at least we think we're funny. So maybe other people will think we're funny.
Yeah, so we thought, why not, what better way to keep in touch with grad school, keep in touch with each other and all of our grad school friends, but by having this webcast. So what you can expect is we'll be talking about mostly analyzing things like in pop culture and politics and in our everyday lives, applying what we learned in our English grad program to the real life world that we're living in now, outside
Valuable degree.
Valuable, very valuable.
As Elizabeth Scott would say, value added.
What did she say?
Value added. Every time we had some random thing we would learn in class, she'd be like, value added. So.
I like how I say trivia. And we've learned some new trivia.
And so we are planning to do just like half an hour video webcast, whatever it's called. And we're going to have 3 segments. And the first one is going to be us talking about something. It's kind of up for grabs, whatever is on our mind that week, or if something happens to us, or whatever is relevant at the time.
The first 10 minutes will just be a topic that has to do with something that we can apply our grad school knowledge to, whether it's something feminist or just anything, really. Overanalyzing.
Yeah.
And
then the second one is going to be, oh my god, so this sort of timing choice. Okay, so the second segment is we're going to have a guest
what are we going to have?
Visitor, or whatever you call it. Every time we'd like to have one of our probably grad school friends who we went to grad school with or who are still in grad school, or it might just be another person we know coming on and talking about grad school related topics and whatever their specialty is. Because our program was in English, a Master of Arts in English, but there were 5 different tracks. So we have a lot of friends with different specialties. Which is
and just different interests. Chris left. He came in a little ahead of his cue. We'll get it right.
Yeah.
So our second section is going to be basically just guest speakers. And so we have all these friends with crazy different specialties, and we love hearing them talk about the things that they're interested in. And so we thought you might too. So we have some good things for you, whether it's pretentious film advice or Diaries of a pretentious writer. Really, when you're an MA in English, pretentious can be added to almost anything, I think.
That's true. And today, Kristen Tuber is going to be talking about Game of Thrones. He is really big into that.
I have some tough questions for him. He doesn't know it yet, but I have some tough feminist questions.
Yes.
But mostly we're looking for his predictions. What does he think is going to happen tomorrow in the big finale?
Yeah. Which I hope a lot of people are excited about.
I'm excited about it.
I'm super excited. Dire wolves is all I want. I just want dire wolves and dragons. Okay, so anyway, the third segment every time we're going to save for, what do you call them? Our special topics or like...
Yeah, the third segment is going to be special topics. So we'll have a bunch of rotating segments that we'll do every once in a while. So whether it's reading letters that people write us asking for our advice, which will be really bad because we don't pretend to be experts in how to live your lives. So we will just tell you what we would do. And
which is probably the lame thing.
Yeah. So we're going to call that Dear Imprudence.
Because Caitlin is also hugely obsessed with Dear Prudence.
Yeah.
So that
fun fact about Caitlin, talking about myself in the third person, I super love Dear Prudence on Slate and the Washington Post. So.
Okay, so those are 3 segments that we're going to have every time. And we told Chris to come in around 5:45, so he could be here any minute, which will start our second segment. But until then, I'm going to do like a really quick intro to yourself, Caitlin, or any like random facts about yourself you want to share.
I thought we could just like jump right into our first topic.
Okay.
I kind of said all of my important things about me. I love Dear Prudence.
That's true. You went to a Catholic high school.
Yeah, I'm a feminist and still trying to figure out what that means.
Yeah.
And then, yes, I went to a Catholic prep school in Connecticut. Went to the University of Connecticut and then to Kansas State. So kind of interesting going from private to public.
Yeah.
Makes for a lot of funny stories. Most people don't believe my high school. So that's something that we talk about a lot.
Yeah. And that's something too, because I grew up in Nebraska and Missouri, and went to Nebraska Kansas from the Midwest, and Caitlin and I talked about a lot of East Coast versus Midwest culture. So I've got that as well. Yeah. Okay, so what do we want to jump into talking about?
Well, what was our first topic? Did we ever decide?
I don't know, like when we were talking about doing our first contest, sort of our obsession with analyzing everything and how we're like coming to grad school still and why and what grad school did to us.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. See, this is where we had originally thought that we were going to do a webcast or a podcast. So we installed Audacity, and we were, like, doing a practice run. I was like, I'm going to record this because this is going to be great. And it was.
It was.
I didn't hit the record button. We went on for, like, 45 minutes. We had the most amazing conversation. It was so good. As we always do. You can expect that later on once we get in our flow.
We had so much flow with it.
What?
We lost it all.
Yeah, we lost it all. I didn't record any of it. I didn't hit the record button. So... yeah, I was pretty disappointed, but I try not to let it drag me down, because if you're disappointed by all of those absent-minded moments, I don't know. That's something I felt that happened to me in grad school. Just
being absent-minded.
Yeah.
Because you were devoting all of your brain power to academia. There's no more left for common everyday things.
Yeah.
I think.
Things like forgetting keys in my apartment.
But yeah, so originally we wanted this to be about, or we thought that we wanted it to be about our transition from academia to the real world, but we realized that we really haven't transitioned yet into the real world, and we're still living as if we were academics. Because Caitlin and I both went straight from undergrad to graduate school, and no break in between, and we went straight from high school to college. So we've only been students pretty much for the last, lots of years of our lives. We're not good at math. That's something else I'll tell you. If we need to do math, we probably won't. But I know it's been lots of years, the majority of our life. And so we decided it would be much better to have this webcast be based on ourselves desperately still clinging to academia, because that's all we know and that's all that we have known, and how we're applying it in weird, probably inappropriate ways to our now everyday life in the quote-unquote real world.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you think about it, I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but grad school just teaches you to analyze everything, you know, like, what does this mean, and what does it say? And one of the things that we do is we both taught expository writing at Kansas State, so we taught, like, freshmen and, you know, anyone who was in a basic writing course. And one of the things we had to teach them, one of the outcomes, was the hope that they would be able to analyze something. And that's really all what college is about. And so here we are in the real world, and we'll be watching like an episode of Game of Thrones, and we'll be analyzing it as it's going on. I'll be like, oh, what does it mean that like they make Cersei this evil character, and she's like this woman with all this power, but she's supposed to be so hateful, and why is that, and what does that say about gender and our society? And
it's kind of upsetting because I can't even really enjoy it.
I enjoy doing it.
Because I mean, yeah. No, but just like, not in the same way that I enjoy entertainment.
Right. Right. It's not, I guess I find it entertaining to analyze things that way.
Yeah. And I definitely do on some level, but there are times kind of that I wish I could stop doing it, but I can't.
Yeah.
Which I've heard from a lot of people in different subjects, you know, like people who study music in school, they can't really enjoy just listening to music anymore, they actually analyzing it, so I think that's a common thread.
Yeah. Except what English ruins is
everything. Unless maybe we can listen to some music without any lyrics.
Yeah.
There's my kid.
You're here.
He's here.
Okay.
Okay, we can't hear. He's having a mic problem. So this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna have us ask him questions or whatever, and then he's gonna chat to us and make lots of interesting faces so that we can enjoy looking at him while he's silently chatting, and then one of us can read his answers out loud.
Right, but the best part is, so I can read his answers out loud if you want to ask the first question. The best part is I get to selectively read what he types. So,
and he can't respond. Yeah, that's true. He can't respond.
This is live, Chris McKeever. This is live.
Shame. Okay, so my first question is, first I want to know how many of the books you've read and how many are even out, because I'm listening to the first book on audiobook, and I don't know how many so far, and I know Chris has read more than he's like seen of the show.
Oh, really?
So I think that's vital information.
My friend who's read the books, he keeps trying to like fake ruin the show for us, so I never know like if he's being serious or not. I'm glad Chris McKeever doesn't do that. Okay, he says 5 books are out. Should I talk like Chris McKeever in like a man's voice? 5 books are out.
Is that how you talk?
No, but that's my man voice. And I read 4 of the 5, says Chris McKeever, and I'm partway through the 5th book.
Okay, so he has a lot of information as far as the books go, and he's already told me, because I told him, wow, the first book and first season are really similar, and he said there's more differences in the second season, so since you've already read the second book, don't ruin anything for us as far as what you might know what's going to happen in the finale, but I'm curious about your predictions as far as what you think they're maybe going to include or change, or I don't know, any predictions you have for the finale that isn't going to like ruin it for everyone, or thoughts you have about the finale.
I didn't realize that the books and the movies were or then the TV show were so much alike.
The first one, the first book and the first season were very similar.
Oh, I hope he doesn't ruin everything then.
I know.
Even the shadow killer thing, that was in the book?
I don't know. I only read part of the first book.
Oh, so the first, so we're on the second book then.
Mm-hmm.
How pumped are you for True Blood to come?
And really, I'm only happy for the first book, so the first half at least was similar to the book.
We'll give him some time to type, so you just chat.
Well, Caitlin, do you have any predictions since you haven't read?
Yeah, I predict that Tyrion is not dead, or maybe I just hope, because he's my favorite character, and he's the only one I feel any kind of connection to, besides perhaps Dany.
I don't really like the but I like him. Like, I think she's cool.
Yeah, she's not like that much.
I don't have any predictions either. I will say I'm super surprised that, like, seeing how the author is not afraid to kill off characters at all, and sometimes that Cersei didn't go through with giving her son that poison and having him die, because that seems like a tragic, dramatic thing that
Don't say that. Now I'm afraid that Tyrion actually is going to die.
I don't think Tyrion will. His wound didn't look fatal.
Yeah, that's what I think. Okay, let me read what Chris is saying.
Okay.
Chris says, well, there was a lot to cover in the last episode, ... I really want to see what's going to happen with Dany in the House of the Undying. In the book, she never loses her dragon. So this is a story arc that I didn't know how it will end. Oh my god, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
That's very crazy.
Right.
They made that dragon stealing thing up.
So we don't know how that's going to end. I bet it's going to be crazy when she goes in the House of the Undying. Chris, do you think that they're going to show her in the House of the Undying for the finale episode? Or do you think it's going to be focused? The final battle is over, so there's not much of a...
And I want Jon Snow back. There were too much Lannisters.
I love Lannisters. I could watch Tyrion all day. But that's just me.
Arya.
I don't like Jon Snow.
And dire wolves.
I know you love the dire wolves. No. Do you think that Robb Stark is going to marry that nurse, or do you think?
Yeah. But what's going to happen if he doesn't go through with the marriage he's supposed to have?
I think that his honor will be besmirched.
Okay.
He says they will have to show something. We will also have some important stuff with Arya that needs to happen at the end of the season. Ooh.
I felt so bad for Arya so far.
Really?
I mean, her life sucks. She did have the death genie on her side for a while, which was awesome. And they escaped. That's what happened when she got her way. They escaped with Gendry and Hot Pie.
What?
Hot Pie.
Hot Pie.
Anyway.
Wow. Wait, Hot Pie? I don't get it.
The Gendry's sort of friends that they escaped with. I know that we'll let Caitlin ask the next question because she has lots of. And I think you're going to be doing this. Also, I didn't mention this before. I'm in Caitlin's house right now. I'm visiting her in Connecticut, and she stuck me in a closet because she was like, we need to have separate computers in separate rooms. So I'm stuck in her food pantry closet.
You have to. You wouldn't be able to fit in the side of my screen. Like, it would just look weird. And also, if we're in the same room, it echoes a lot. So...
So she's stuck in the closet.
She's in the closet.
Lamp lighting, so it has interesting shadows happening behind me.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd put it Who is that?
Oh, that's the guy who kills people for her.
Oh.
Jack Kane?
I don't know. The Death Genie. I just call him the Death Genie.
Who have you really enjoyed watching this season? He wants to know from us.
This season?
Yeah. I definitely like Tyrion. I'm telling you, he's my favorite character. I think he is I just love how smart he is and how he is, like, really good at the Game of Thrones. By the way, that title has endless possibilities for parody. Just saying.
Yeah,
everything. You win or you die.
I super enjoyed watching Robb Stark, a badass army leader guy. He's super awesome. And I also enjoyed Jaime Lannister and sort of Robb and Jaime's interaction. Just because it is kind of intense. And Robb's kind of a man, the show.
I don't really like him that much. Oh, Robb has definitely become the man, but the other Lannister, Joffrey is. You know what character I really hate is Joffrey. I guess
he's like
obvious.
Most hated character probably in the history of all fiction.
I know. I didn't know it was possible to hate a child that much.
I know. It's because there's something wrong with his brain. He is a sociopath.
I know, but there are, like, weird moments when I think he's, like, changed, and I think he's a really, nice character or something. He'll do something really nice, or he'll, like, feel sorry, and then you feel bad for him. But then,
nowadays, I really feel bad for him. I used to a little bit when he was kind of like an annoying kid, but now he's straight up cool and evil.
Like the time he cried, you know,
Right.
and I was like, oh, he's really just a kid with terrible parents, and he grew up in this, like, viper's nest of political intrigue. And, you know, now I don't feel bad for him at all, because I don't think it was the way he was raised so much as how he's just a psychopath.
Right.
Some people are just psychopaths.
Yeah.
I picked
Which
up a
makes
book in the
it easier to
bookstore.
hate, like, you feel more justified in hating someone who you think is not a normal human being.
Right, but it kind of sucks because I would have liked the writers to make more dynamic characters.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's pretty clear who's good and who's bad, you know? Like, people always say this about the Game of Thrones in the books and in the TV shows, is that everyone has some bad. But so far I don't see that much bad with Robb Stark or Jon Snow, you know? Like, what's bad about them? How are they complicated characters? Maybe Chris McKeever can answer this.
Oh, he said something. So he said that Jamie and Rob haven't had a lot to do this season, which I agree. And his favorites are Tywin, Lannister, and Arya. Oh, the Tywin and Arya scenes specifically. Cersei, most improved in the last episode, and the Hound. Oh, the Hound has been really interesting this season. I don't know how to feel about him by the end.
Yeah. I like him a lot. I always liked him ever since he gave, what's her name, the handkerchief, that time he had to slap her.
Oh, yeah.
So I always knew he was going to be a good character.
But I don't know, like, if he's good or not. You know, I don't know if he has good motivations or if he just kind of is neutral, like morally neutral. I don't know.
I kind of missed his whole storyline. It was like we were all watching it together and I was distracted by something. So he has an interesting background of which I don't remember as well. Okay, well, I think it's time to say goodbye to Chris McKeever. Thank you for enlightening us.
Yeah, and do your work so that everyone can hear your awesome voice.
Yeah.
We have you on account.
All right, goodbye.
Bye, Chris. Okay.
Okay, so we have time for one last segment. We're going to make this one a little 5-minute segment because we have to run. But I think we should do Emi and Caitlin's book corner. What do you think about that, Emi? We could talk about Tina Fey's memoir, which is something we've both read and discussed at length. So maybe
yes, we talked about it a lot.
Yes.
So which part do you want to talk about?
Well, what's the name of it again? Bossy Pants, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I heard great things about Bossy Pants. And first of all, full disclosure, I am a huge Tina Fey fan. Like, she's my hero, my idol. My boyfriend's parents actually got to see her on the set of a movie, and I almost cried that they didn't tell me about it beforehand. I was, like, so jealous, because I totally would have, I don't know, embarrassed them? Maybe that's why they didn't tell me. But I think she's really funny, and I love 30 Rock, and I love political humor like that. I love how topical it is. So I had high expectations for her book, especially since I heard a lot of good things about it.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I heard a lot of good things about the part where she talks about Amy Poehler and how she was being unladylike, and then, what's his name?
Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon, yeah. And Jimmy Fallon said he didn't like that, and Amy Poehler basically told him she didn't care, which I think is really interesting, and I thought that was a feminist issue, and everyone was talking about it like it was a feminist issue, like, you know, women talking about feminism in comedy, and so I was really excited to read it, but that part was really short.
Yeah. And like, there are a couple of points where she talks about women, like, in comedy, working in comedy, and I don't know, things like that we're interested in that are really sort of social issues, I guess, but they're so short, like, they're really short. And sort of what I heard about it, like, made it seem like they were bigger, and so I was kind of expecting more of that.
Yeah, because the reviews really focused on those parts.
Yeah.
But in the actual book, they're glossed over really fast, and pretty much all the events in her life are glossed over really fast.
Mm-hmm.
She goes for chronology, really.
Yeah, I feel like I got a good overview of sort of her life on, which is really interesting, and there were some of funny stories and interesting things like that.
And that's one of the things that you said, too, is that you felt like she had felt a lot of pressure to be funny.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there wasn't a lot of room for these kind of deep insights about the world.
Right, it seemed more it seemed like that pressure to be funny or for the book to be entertaining in a funny way was sort of outweighing the memoir part of it, if you got to actually talk about yourself.
Right, and there wasn't, like, a huge focus on, like, I mean, even though she tells the story about Amy Poehler saying, I don't care, like, this is what I want to do, there wasn't this sense that she was doing what she wanted to do. You know, there was this big sense that she was trying to please.
Right, but but it's interesting because she does also talk about how you have to balance, you know, how you want to express yourself with, like, what people are actually going to watch or listen to or read.
Right.
So I'm sure she was struggling with that in her book.
Right, because, like, as someone who's she's the main, like, producer and writer for 30 Rock, so she has to really be aware of, you know, okay, are people going to watch this? Like, I'm going to be canceled if I don't get the ratings. No one's going to buy my book.
Everyone's like Louis C.K. and this is a show that's just for writers.
Right.
But
I think that's just clear. I think that's conclusive proof that Louis C.K. can't stand strong female characters.
Might be true. I feel like he might openly admit that too.
No, I love Louis C.K.
He loves you
if you're watching.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I can just say from all the conversations that we've had about it that if I was Tina Fey's creative writing instructor, which I wouldn't be because I've never taken a creative writing class, so really only Emi could probably give better advice than me. I would say to focus less on breadth and instead focus on depth. So try to organize your memoir instead of just about your whole life, born to close to death.
I thought this was life-ish, but you never know.
Instead of doing that, try to decide what the main themes of your life have been and focus your book around those themes using experiences that really help illustrate those themes. That would be my creative writing advice for you. What do you think, Emi?
I like it.
You like it?
Our time is up.
Our time is up. It's time for us to go. I hope you enjoyed post-grad semantics with
There'll be lots more.
and Emi.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week.
Next time. Bye.
Next time we do this. Bye.